Now, there's no place like home. We know that living here in Nebraska. I mean, we're proud of our state, and our next guests are proud of our state too.
Both writers for the Omaha World-Herald, this couple wanted to explore the state border to border and then share their experiences with the world.
And they did that. Authors of The Better Half, Nebraska's Hidden Treasures. Welcome columnist Matthew Hansen and food critic Sarah Baker Hansen. Good to see both of you guys.
Nice to see you.
Hello.
Yeah, when we first heard about this, we were excited about this.
Yeah.
We heard about this. This is an interesting concept. You're both from Nebraska, right? Let's get that out of the way. Where are you guys from? What towns?
I'm from Omaha.
And I'm from Red Cloud, which is a long ways from Omaha.
Yeah,
Both
and
in
a small, little
population
smaller
and
town.
distance,
Yeah, it's about 1,000 people.
It's 1,000
small little
people
town,
south of Hastings and Grand Island.
Closer to Kansas.
That's right.
Very cool. Well, so you decided to explore the state, border to border, and how did you decide to do that? What was the inspiration behind it?
Well, we had talked about doing this project for a long time. We kind of had always thought it would be fun to do a series of stories about Nebraska that kind of told stories about people and, in my case, food that a lot of Nebraskans just didn't know about. And so some of the stories had been told, but we thought we could tell them better. So,
So you did.
So we did,
So
yeah.
what did you find? What were some of the surprises you found as you toured the state?
I mean, almost every story in the book is stuff that I think people don't really know about. One of the examples for me is we went all the way to the Wyoming border and found a place called High Plains Homestead, which is this gorgeous, just serene spot in a part of the state that people don't normally see, and it's a part of the state that looks there are places that look like the surface of Mars in northwest Nebraska. You know, people say Nebraska's flat and boring. This part of the state is most certainly not.
Yeah, for sure.
When did you, I want to get this out of the way first, when did you wrote the book this year, but when did you do the touring?
So we started, our first trip was in March.
Okay.
And then we would travel to different parts of the state together and you know, do our reporting and then write our stories. And the story started running in the World-Herald kind of through the summer. And we finished our stories at the end of August. So we were kind of traveling off and on that whole time.
Do you have a favorite place that you visited?
My favorite area that we went to is probably kind of the area around Valentine. I wrote 2 or 3 stories, and so did Matthew, from that area of the state, and we just had a great time. It's a beautiful area of the state. There's a lot to do, and we found this throughout Nebraska, but the people that we encountered were just so friendly and really kind of welcomed us to their town, and it was a lot of fun.
Nebraska nice.
Yeah, well, Matthew, that's what you do as part of your responsibilities with the World Herald. You find unique stories and you tell those stories, but then you work on the food critic side. So how did you blend those 2 duties into this? Is there food in the book? Did you find some really interesting food stops?
Yeah, I
along the
mean,
way?
so much of Nebraska's story can be told through food. I mean, you have the history of the Runza, which is a story of immigration. You have Vietnamese food in Lincoln, Mexican food on South 24th Street. I mean, and all these sort of great stories about entrepreneurs that come through food. And then my part of it is sort of people, places, and things. And a lot of stuff that, again, I think will surprise people. Young entrepreneurs in small Nebraska towns, just places to go, things to see that people probably don't know about.
What is, I'm taking a look at this, I just opened this. What is the most unlikely place?
That's a family who basically has changed this tiny town's Llewellyn's Main Street just through buying buildings, and the most unlikely place is a cafe / art gallery / bookstore / event space. You know, in this great kind of small town style.
The main lady there serves lunch, and she wears roller skates. So
That is
That's
fun.
fascinating.
I mean, these are things that you would never know about unless you just happen to be passing through. I mean, the food looks fantastic. Let's
That's
make
part
it.
of the reason we wanted to do it too. Is you know, people say, what should we do when we go to small town Nebraska? And often we didn't even know, especially when it came to different parts of the state. So it was fun for us to go and find these places.
Well, and there's 24 stories in the book that we wrote, but then there's also, we kind of kept track of all the places we went, all the little cafes that we stopped in, all the antique stores, all the golf courses, all the stuff that we did, and that's in the book too. So if people did want to go explore Nebraska, the book, we hope, can help them do that.
And you know how to draw people in, because on the front page of this, you got the Tin Roof Sundae, right? Is that the Tin Roof Sundae?
That is the Tin Roof Sundae.
Where'd you find that at?
Potter, Nebraska.
Potter,
Nebraska is where it was invented, and at a little place called the Potter Sundry. And that is what it looks like, and it is really good. I mean, I obviously had to eat one.
Yes. Matthew,
That's
you
my
tried the
job.
Tin Roof Sundae?
I did. I got one myself, I believe.
Yeah.
So if someone's interested in purchasing this book, where can we get it?
So it's online now. You can go to omaha.com/betterhalf. You can see some of the stories. There's a link to a book release party that we're going to be having. You can find it in the omaha.com store. It's also available locally at Barnes & Noble. It will be at the Bookworm. We're going to do events there as well, so we'll be around.
And that event on Tuesday, November 14th, $30 per person. What's that event all about?
Includes the book.
It includes a book.
Yeah, so
You
we're
copy
having
the
a
book.
little release party. We thought it'd be fun to have it at one of our favorite places. So it's at Mercury, downtown on 16th Street. Tickets are available online, and you get food and the book for $30. And you can find that at that omaha.com/betterhalf page. And there's a phone number and an email and everything on there as well.
Well, this is fabulous.
It is. What did you
I
find
love
unique
this.
about Omaha, the Omaha area?
Yeah.
So I wrote about the question that I always get asked over and over is, what's your favorite restaurant?
Yeah.
And so I wrote sort of like the definitive answer to that in the
Which,
Better Half.
it can't be that clear, though. Is it that clear?
It's on the
definitive
front
answer?
cover.
Is
Yeah.
it on
Is
the
it
front
on the
cover?
front-
You
It's-
recognize?
Is that the old market? That's
Yeah.
that, but yeah, I
It's
have
on-
not
I
been there.
see.
I've been by there.
It's a restaurant called La Bouvette.
Yes.
And
Okay.
my story hasn't actually run in the paper yet, but it's in the book, and it's sort of an appreciation of my favorite restaurant. So
Well, I'm going to go there this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm just excited.
Look for their columns in the Omaha World-Herald and check out the book. OWHstore.com is a website.
Well,
Guys,
congrats.
thanks for coming on.
This is perfect. I
Yeah.
love this. So
I do
thank
too.
you.
Thanks for having us.
It's
Yes,
exciting.
absolutely.
Thanks, guys.